Welcome to Beyond the Blue Chats. This is a really special edition because I have with me a special mompreneur. This is part of the collaboration between the Special Mom and Beyond the Blue Chats. And we're starting off with our first special mompreneur, Triveni Goswami. Welcome, Triveni. Thank you so much for taking out the time to chat with me.
Thank you so much, Gopika, for having me. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope we have a good conversation to go.
I'm sure we will. So just a little bit about Triveni before I launch into all my questions to her. Triveni Goswami has a background in clinical psychology and a career in research. She started Nijora, which is a handcrafted jewelry initiative in 2013 when she took a break after her son Kabir was born. Around 3 years ago, she diversified into a range of skincare products, and she also runs a Facebook page called The Autism Niche, where she has been conducting interviews with therapists, educators, and moms of special needs kids. She also recently started a page to showcase Kabir's artwork. And if that is not enough, Triveni is also an RCI registered special educator. Triveni, that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm just amazed at the amount of work that you've done and the number of things that you've really worked on. So tell me about your journey. Tell me about how you started on this journey to become a special mompreneur.
So basically, like you said, that I had a background in research, and I basically belong to the Northeast, but I've lived in Hyderabad for the past 10 years now. So I've always loved handcrafting things, but it was never like a professional vocation or option for me. I had never really thought about it. But so I took a sabbatical from work in 2013, and this Nijora, especially the jewelry line, started off as a hobby.
What does Nijora mean? Sorry to interrupt you. What does
Nijora in Assamese? I'm from Assam. So Nijora in Assamese means a stream. More or less like a mountain stream.
Okay.
So I wanted like my collection of jewelry to embody the spirit of an independent woman who like charts her own course in life, and is always buoyant and full of energy and
lovely.
life.
That's really lovely.
Yeah. So it started off as a hobby, and then 1 year into it, and in 2014, Kabir was diagnosed. So I soon realized that I couldn't go back to a regular job. So this sort of this initiative, it felt like a blessing in disguise, because it could keep me distracted and it could keep me engaged. And so soon after his diagnosis, I went to Action for Autism for a parent-child training program for 3 months, and it was really instilled in that 3 months that autism, the journey with autism is a marathon and it's not a race. So you need to, your whole life would revolve around it, and you would have to keep working on it. So and also one of the biggest takeaways from that program was the need to empower oneself. To keep upgrading one's skills. So I in fact did my B.Ed in special education much later. That was just like a couple of years ago. But I felt that Nijora provided me the kind of flexibility that was required, because that way I could like focus on Kabir's therapies, and I could do my work at my own time, and not be bothered about deadlines and all of that. And then around 3 years ago, I decided to diversify to skincare. So my basic thing is that I love formulating things from scratch. So skincare was, I don't know, I started off with soaps, and then I went to lotions and creams and lip balms and all of that. My main thing was that it should be affordable skincare, and one should know what kind of ingredients go into it. So it's
Right.
more like a conscious skincare brand. And I started off small, and I really haven't done too much marketing of the brand per se. But
Okay.
I think if people love your product, they keep coming back to it. So
True.
that's how I think I've built a sort of clientele,
Okay.
if one could say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that has been the thing. And apart from that, I also have sort of taken trainings in natural dyes and natural dye block printing, etc. For these two, I think solely with the intention that if in a couple of years, Kabir has to look for a vocation, then my thing was that if I could do something, I could transfer the skill to him.
Right.
Because I think it's very important that vocational skills, I feel for children with autism who are also like non-verbal, etc., it's fairly difficult in real time, real situations. So in the end, we would have to be providing it ourselves. So
Right.
I think it's best to start early to equip them with certain skills and see how it goes.
Absolutely, you're so right. And I love how you have, kind of seamlessly involved Kabir in your work, how he's become a part of this, your whole enterprise, whether it's through his artwork, how you're learning the block printing and seeing how you can involve him in that. So tell me a little bit more about that and how you are equipping him and making him a part of your enterprise.
Okay, so Kabir basically had when he was diagnosed, he was diagnosed with PDD-NOS,
okay,
basically regressive autism, and he so of course now when I think of it, he has developed quite a bit in terms of his vocabulary, but communication is still a work in progress. But he had very specific sensory needs for sticky textures.
Okay.
And for a long time, I think we tried giving him things like sticky tape and sellotape and, glue and all of that. But then I realized then I felt that maybe if I could just constructively channelize his sensory need to doing something more productive, perhaps
right.
he would also enjoy it and it would make things, easier for both of us.
Right.
So I introduced him to finger painting.
Okay.
And that's how, so I have been working with him in terms of his art for quite a bit now. And also finger painting, I thought that, okay, fine. It's not just finger painting being finger painting in it for play purposes, but maybe he could create something out of it.
Right.
Maybe he could just mimic a flower, or, it actually helped him with also identification of colors,
right.
and good finger, hand and eye coordination, so fine motor skills. So, of course, when you're doing it, you're not thinking about those technicalities, but I think it helped him in some
way. But I
way.
think this is important because hopefully if there are other parents who are listening to this and if their children also have this similar kind of seeking tendency for textures and for sticky things, it's something which they can also try out as well, to explore the whole meaning of finger painting and paints of different kinds.
Yeah. So over time, he's started enjoying creating art.
Right.
So a lot of his art is basically process art, which basically includes painting with different tools, tools that are found at home. It could be paper rolls or a sponge, then a lot of leaf and flowers, printing with balloons. I think the idea is for him to explore different textures and to and to see beauty in things that are otherwise quite mundane, but because I think the thing is that, for example, he doesn't have a very good pincer grip.
Right.
And so I have not really I don't insist on him drawing, because it's not something he's comfortable with, or he isn't. So, but he's able to use the brush. So, straight brush and paint, or use tools to paint. So at least I feel that one thing is that he should enjoy the process, because
Right.
I think if there are too many conditions applied, then he might lose the enjoyment, and that would not be something I would look forward to, I think. So he's really not bothered about the product. His main thing is the process. He enjoys it, and then I think now he understands praise. So that is something he might look forward to. And in his mind, if it's done, it's done. You can't ask him to add anything, or whatever. So, but it's a good extracurricular activity for him, I think. Yeah.
There's so much that you said that is so beautiful about him enjoying beauty in the and appreciating beauty in the most mundane things, and how it's that he enjoys the process, and that once something is done, he doesn't want to add anything to it. And as you're saying this, I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if we all worked like that, where we just enjoyed the process of working, where we found beauty in the most mundane and ordinary of things. And if once something was done, that's it, we were done with it. We didn't keep thinking about it. It sounds like the formula for a perfect life to me, when you say that. And it's really true that these kids do teach us so much. Which is really true. So I'm very excited to see your products. Can you tell me a little bit about them and show me some products, so that everybody can know what all that you're working on and what you've been creating?
Yeah, so I've just laid it out on a table. Can I just show you like that?
Sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So how do I turn it around?
Yeah,
Can
that's
you see?
perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah. So basically, there's a bit of skincare here. So these are hot process soaps, and these are melt and pour soaps. I try not to use artificial colors and fragrances unless it's absolutely essential, because, for example, coffee doesn't have an essential oil. So for that, I need to use a fragrance oil, but it's colored with real coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, and these have, this is a purple clay that I've used.
Okay.
And this, for example, is with lemon essential oil and with turmeric root oil, the colorant.
Great.
Yeah. And for some more skincare, there's this hand and body lotion, the moisturizer.
Okay.
There's a body butter. There are these lip glosses.
Okay.
And lip balms. And there's a new product that I'll be launching soon, and that's some kind of a facial cleanser.
Okay.
Then instant facial. Other than skincare, I have some earrings and some jewelry with. So I usually work with semi-precious stones.
Okay.
And some of it is, of course, sterling silver.
Lovely.
And this is German silver. This is one thing that so this, for example, is a naturally dyed stole.
Okay.
And it's block printed also with the natural dye paste, and Kabir block printed this.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is to make things functional, I think.
Right.
That, if you teach the child a basic skill, and do not keep it, entirely theoretical, but practical, yet maybe a constructive use of something. So
absolutely. And the products look so exciting. I really like all of them, and I'm in fact already eyeing a couple of them, which I think I'm going to buy.
Sure, please get in touch.
So that would be great. So tell me, what is it that is your message for the other mompreneurs or people who want to kind of start their own businesses, people, mothers of kids who have any kind of differing needs, any kind of needs, extra needs and support, who want to start out on their own like this? What is your message for them?
Yeah, so basically, I just thought about it. So I would have two kinds of messages. One is for mompreneurs, and one would be for moms in general.
Sure.
So for moms who want to start out, I would say that one, given the conditions, I mean, because if they have the freedom to do something, then there is never a right time to do it.
Yes.
The time you have is usually the best time. And to take every opportunity that comes your way, to take risks,
right?
To always be curious, and to never, to always have spark to learn, and to upgrade one's skills. I think it's very important. And for moms in general, I would say that it's very important to carve an identity of one's own. Because autism is here to stay. There are no shortcuts, and we'll have to keep working on it day in and day out. But self-love and self-care are very important, and so is your mental health. So it's coming to your other question. It's very important to take some time out for yourself.
Absolutely.
And do something that you love doing. And I would also encourage all moms to think of ways in which they can gain financial independence.
True.
Because it's always good to have some kind of a backup, and to call something your own, to have an identity which is not just being a mom of a child with special needs. Because while acceptance is the first step, you do accept the child for what the child is, and but acceptance does not translate into everything being happy. There are tons of frustrations and anger and anxiety, and always, because we're living in a social world, and we see how children of, their peer doing, having the kind of milestones that they have. But it's always good to have something of your own to fall back on. And I would also, from my own experience, I feel it's very important to surround yourself with people who are action-oriented, like doers.
Right.
I think because stagnation of any kind can just lead to a lot of, feelings of inadequacy and not being good enough, or, you kind of feel like you're deep down in a hole, and you don't have, you get the feeling that maybe people don't understand you, or
True.
Things like that.
True.
So it's good to venture out, because when you do so, you meet so many other people you would never have met in your life, and you get to learn a lot. And I think in general, people are nice. In general, I think people are nice and they're supportive, and they really egg you on. But one does need to come out of their comfort zone for that. Yeah.
True. Thank you so much for that. Wishing you all the best with your ventures. I hope that it grows, and I hope that you can really achieve your goal of creating a vocation for Kabir and making him independent. And I think you've taken a first wonderful step towards that direction. So all the very best to you. Thank you so much for your time and for being on Beyond the Blue Chat. And good luck.
Thank you so much, Gopika. It was wonderful talking to you. And I hope we can connect further later.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.